Yo, so like there was like a million dudes trying to roast me in my comments, right? Hear me out, hear me out. I understand that the hair be messy sometimes, I have that bed head and shit, and I really just don't care. So like y'all, but some of y'all like I don't care if y'all like try to roast me and shit, sometimes like it's like funny. I look at it and I laugh, right? Cause it's like that was good, like I gotta give that to you. But sometimes like some of y'all just try a little bit too hard to do it and it's not funny. So like you might want to step your game up, alright? Alright. That's not what we're here to talk about today. We're talking about JoJolion Chapter 63, which actually gave us a little bit of info on Jobin that everybody's been wanting for, quite a while. And hey, it was a good chapter. I liked it. I mean, I always say that the chapters are like really good, and I generally tend to just say, yeah, this is a really good chapter, or this was really exciting, blah blah blah, but we still needed more. Well, this chapter gave us that little bit of more that we needed. I like the first page of the chapter gives us this little thing where like Jobin is speaking on it. Speed King is looking real derpy. He's kind of just like, I don't even know if that was like a good Speed King face. Maybe where's the? Y'all love these shades, right? Right. So I gotta get the shades, and I gotta be like, that's a Speed King face. If somebody's gonna screenshot that and like do weird shit with it, don't be a weirdo. If y'all gonna screenshot my face, don't be a weirdo, please. I don't want you to. So Jobin is Speed King, right? It tells us that Speed King can change the temperature of like shit it touches and blah blah blah. It gives you just that little bit of info. But like the last little sentence of that little paragraph is even the Higashikata family members do not know the ability's true nature, right? I've been saying for a while now that Jobin's probably gonna have something else to this stand ability or some other shit. And there is a couple people and a couple times where people were like, oh no, well that's like probably all it's gonna do. Give me the benefit of the doubt, right? It even says it right there. The family members don't know the true ability's nature, or the ability's true nature. So, like I said, maybe he might just naturally progress, or maybe he's been holding back on using Speed King to the way it's supposed to be used. I mean, hell, anything could really happen in JoJo. That's kind of just the way things go about. But they gave us that at the beginning of the chapter, so that was pretty nice. So then we have Yasuho waking up. She was unconscious and shit, and she's like, oh, damn. I got knocked out. I've got to help Joske. I've got to find Joske. The guy took the stuff that I was investigating. He took the tooth and the bubble and the phone that I took pictures with and shit. And she's like, what's happening to Joske? And Joske's over here trying to call Yasuho over and over on the phone. And he's sitting in the back of a taxi or whatever. And he's like, all right, driver, I'm going to get off the taxi here. So that happens. And then the taxi driver's just like, hold up. I felt something hit the car, and Joske's just like, okay, what the hell hit the car? And then he's like, wait, no, driver, don't go outside. And he goes outside, and there's like blood dripping down the window and shit, and it was a bird. So Blue Hawaii affected a bird, and the bird kind of just like ends up hitting the car, and then the driver touches the blood, and then the driver becomes Mr. Zombie Boy, and he tries to go after Joske. So Joske's like, shit, so he kicks the door open, and he dips out of the car, and this nigga's just like running. And the funny thing is, he starts getting chased by a fly, and that's how Blue Hawaii just continued to attack. It was a little fly that landed on the dude, on the taxi driver, and it chases him into a store, and he's like running through the store and shit, and he's like knocking everything down and destroying everything. Like, I feel bad for the store owner because he's got to pick up all this shit after. I mean, he probably doesn't care at this point, because of just all this shit going on out of nowhere. Like, this dude's being chased by a fly. I'd be pretty damn pissed if I was the store owner, but I guess he doesn't care. So then Joske takes bug spray and he tries to spray the fly, and even when he does spray the fly keeps going on the floor and it just keeps moving, and he's like, shit, no matter how hard I try to kill this thing and how hard I try to swat it, it's not gonna go down. It's just gonna keep chasing after me. So he's like, all right, maybe I can swat it with this bug spray can with the side of it if I push him into a tight enough space, since it only goes straight, because he comes down to that conclusion. So he goes into this really like narrow, like skinny hallway, and he's sitting at the end of it on the door of like a bathroom, and he's just like sitting on the toilet with the door like half open. Well, not really half open, but like a little bit of it open. Like, I want to say like this much of the door open, and he's like, all right, I'm gonna time this right, and when the fly comes in, I'm gonna smack the shit out of it with this can, and then I'm gonna just run out and I'm gonna dip. Right? A pretty good plan. He's found the ability's weak point. He knows that it's just going to go towards a straight line towards him. So him being in this narrow ass hallway gives him the proper way to just fight off this fly and to get rid of Blue Hawaii, quote unquote. So he's like, all right, I got this. And what ends up happening is this girl that was at the register before, apparently, that was inside of the store, she's covered in blood, and her baby carriage is knocked over, and Joske is like, nigga, what? And all of a sudden, at the door of the bathroom is the baby. So the baby's got infected with the Blue Hawaii stand virus now, and it's like the creepiest shit. There's just like this like bloody baby head with his like little baby hands just like sticking out through the door, and that shit was kind of creepy. And Joske's just like, nah, dude, I can't like sit here and like mutilate a baby. I can't squash him in the door. Like, this is just gross. And he's just like, no, stay back and shit, because he doesn't want to sit there and hit a baby, because it went from a bird to a taxi driver to a fly to a mother to the baby carriage hitting the baby. And now the baby's trying to get Joske in the door, and that's some creepy shit. Like, the baby's just like bleeding everywhere, and it's all like Then Joske's like, oh, well, whatever, it's impossible, this guy has no weakness, I'm dead, I lost, GG. And he just gives up completely, and the baby touches his foot, so he gets infected, and he's got like this little like skeleton looking thing going down his neck and shit. It was a really cool panel, and he's all zombified now, and that was some really weird shit. I mean, a baby, Araki, a baby, he just doesn't, I don't think Araki cares at this point. He's just like, yeah, we'll just use whatever the hell we can use, and we'll just have them do whatever the hell they want to do, because why not? So I guess a baby stand attack. I mean, we've had babies before, but not like this, or it's all like bloody and zombified. And what happens to the baby after that? Did the baby just die? Did Araki just kill a baby? I don't. R.I.P. my nigga baby, man. R.I.P. Then Joske's zombified corpse body thing starts walking towards Dolomiti, and he arrives at the pond and shit. And Dolomiti's like, alright, just walk in a straight line into the water and just drown yourself. Nothing else is gonna happen and shit. He's like, but before you die, I gotta sit here and get information from you. So he takes his phone and he's like, alright, Joske, where are you trying to go? And he tells him, you know, I gotta find the Rokakaka branch, I gotta go to the plant appraiser guy, and I gotta meet up with him, and he's the one that can help me find this Rokakaka branch and shit. And then the picture of the plant appraisal guy shows up on the phone, and Dolomiti's like, okay, this guy, alright, go ahead and just keep going straight, just drown yourself, you know, just die now. And he keeps going straight, and for whatever reason, Dolomiti's like remembering that girl that he had met before. And he's like, maybe I could try inviting her again to the Blue Lagoon. And then all of a sudden, he just gets smacked upside the head with this like little rod thing. And Yasuho's sitting there holding the rod, and she's got Paisley Park behind her. And she looks really cool. And in this panel, the way she's like holding like the rod kind of like this, it looks like she's like jamming it into Dolomite's head, because she just beat the shit out of him with it. It kind of reminded me of the Trish Una fight scene where she's fighting Notorious, and she has the rod and she like jams it into him or whatever, like the like pipe from the airplane. It's kind of similar, I guess. I don't think I'll do like a side-by-side comparison of those two, but you guys know what I'm talking about, because I don't have that screenshot. I don't know what chapter that is or anything. It's gonna take like a while to find and shit. I'm just trying to, you know, get this done with, but it looks very similar to that. That's kind of the vibe I got from it. So Yasuho shows up, and she's like, all right, you know, cancel the attack on Joske right now, or I'm gonna kill you with this pipe and shit. And she's just like beating him upside the head with it, kind of like comically or whatever. And Dolomiti's like, oh, so you tracked me here and shit. And she's like, yeah, that's right, you know, I'm good at tracking people, I'm good at reading maps, so I found you, and now I'm gonna kill you, so yeah, you know, die. But then she's just like, but you're not the only one that attacked me, because I also got attacked as well. So Dolomiti's like, oh shit. And she was about to knock him like into the water, because he turned into a stone. And she's like, how about I push you off, and then, you know, you'll just die right here. And that was really funny. And she pulls out Paisley Park and shit, and she's like, you know, I was able to find this place pretty quickly or whatever, looking around the pond and stuff, blah blah blah, and, you know, I'll just keep you here dead even if you turn into a rock. So then Dolomiti's like, all right, chill, you know, don't push me anymore, I don't want to die or anything, I'm just chilling here, you know, doing what I was told to do. And he's like, you know, I don't want to be a part of this anymore. And Yasuho's just like, all right, I can't just push you into the water, and Dolomity's like, no, don't do it. It was Jobin. So Dolomity snitches on Jobin, right? And he's like, yeah, we got to get that Rokakaka branch because he just really wanted to find it. And he's just like, that shit was funny to me. I don't know. Dolomity was like about to get like bodied. And then he's just like, hold up, I'm snitching, nigga. It was Jobin. Jobin wants a Rokakaka. And in Dolomity's words, he says he's a gopher that's laundering dirty money with his fruit import route. Getting close to that Rokakaka fruit is seriously a bad idea. And that's what Dolomity says. And then the chapter ends. So now we know that Jobin is getting extra money, and he's getting, dirty money. So he's doing some like shady under the table shit with these Rokakaka fruits. So now we know he's just doing this for money, right? He wants to get rich as shit. But I mean, what does he really gain out of being rich aside from, being rich? I mean, his family already has money, so it kind of makes me wonder what the hell Jobin wants to do exactly with all this money. But at least now we have a goal for Jobin getting the fruit, and we know that he just wants to sell it for his own personal money. So other than that, we don't really know much, because he does mention Damo and stuff, and talking about Dolomity, he mentions Damo, and he says, him and his gang were pretty dangerous people to begin with and shit, and he was like, I have no idea what's going on right now with this stuff. But he says that the fruit is legal, so like the Rokakaka fruit is legal to sell, but then he says that if it turned into a whole new species, then it's even more dangerous if you ask me. So he's talking about the grafted fruit, and how dangerous that can be, because he's not sure what exactly that fruit is going to do. So now I've got super magic fruits. Jobin wants to get the super magic fruit, and he wants to sell it, and that's that. But Dolomity snitched. Dolomity was like, nah, B, I'm not dying here. I'm gonna live. So I'm gonna snitch on you, Jobin. So bye-bye, Jobin. Bye-bye. He's gonna get got soon. I have a feeling that his fight is probably gonna be the next fight that's gonna come up after this part. Now that Joske and Yasuho both know, they're probably gonna tell Norisuke something about it and about the situation, and just be like, yeah, dude, Jobin is doing some shady shit, and we're gonna get rid of Jobin, and things are gonna get crazy from there. That's at least what I'm expecting. But talking more about this fight, I guess, where like this last part of Blue Hawaii, where Joske starts getting chased outside of the cab, kind of reminded me more of sheer heart attack, because he mentions it has no weakness, it just keeps coming at me no matter what I do to it. Because before I kind of compared it to Highway Star on a couple occasions, just talking about it with other people and stuff, but after this one, it kind of gave me like a sheer heart attack vibe, and how it just kept going for Joske, and it wasn't stopping at anything. No matter what you did to it, it just kept going and going and going. Like even when he tried to hit the fly with the bug spray, he sprayed him down, the fly is like boop, and it hits the floor or whatever, and it's just like twitching and shit. But even while it's twitching and shit, it's still crawling out trying to get to Joske. So that's kind of just a vibe that gave me. But overall, the chapter is pretty cool. Like I said before, we know that Speed King has more potential to what it's already been shown. I mean, they say it first thing off that not even the family knows the true extent of the stand's ability, the true nature of its ability, so they don't know what it can fully do. And then we also know that Jobin wants to get the Rokakaka for illegal money, so that's pretty cool. If you guys are new to the channel, go ahead and feel free to subscribe. I'll be doing more JoJolion reviews, as the months go by, and whenever a chapter comes out, and I'll try to get around to it sooner. I wanted to record this one ASAP, but when the chapter came out, I was kind of busy at the time, and actually ended up leaving to go somewhere right after that, and I didn't have time to record it. And when I came back late and stuff, so I didn't just, I couldn't sit down and record this one earlier than I wanted to. The Dragon Ball Super review should be up tomorrow for the latest episode, because I was also late on that, because I still haven't seen that as of recording this. So I gotta go watch that. And I'll probably watch it like tonight or something before I go to bed, record the review, and then upload it for tomorrow, which is when you guys are seeing it, so probably Thursday. But all that aside, I got a new shirt. You guys like my Demi Fiend shirt? My headphones got in the way, but I'm kind of rocking it right now. That close to death, when you got like really low HP and Nocturne, and like normal demi feet. I'm feeling really powerful with this. You know, like I feel like I could like punch God. We got the black jeans on and shit. You know, gotta match all of that, right? You know, we're rocking and we killing fashion and shit. You know how we be doing it out here, Super Comic Gaming. But you know, I'm really liking this shirt. It's pretty damn cool. Like I'm loving it. I feel like a fiend right now. I feel like I'm gonna just be sitting in my room editing a video, and then like right behind me, Dice Soldier gonna pop up, and he's gonna be like breathing down my neck, and I'm gonna be like, "What's good, bro?" And I'm gonna fist bump him. You know, he can hit me with that like Sukukaja or some shit, raise my stats up, have more evasiveness, so that he can't be running up on me like that. But that's a completely different side note. I'll talk to you guys next time.